the last ever Coupe de la Ligue final, and boy, was it a showcase. Maybe not quite so much. PSG and Lyon playing to a 0-0 draw over 120 minutes. In penalties, PSG winning 6-5. They get the domestic treble and still have a shot at the 4-trophy haul that they seek. For more on this match, we're joined by Don Hutchison, Stewart, Robson. Don, I'll start with you. As I mentioned, the last ever Coupe de la Ligue final, and maybe with good reason.
Oh my days, Sebi, that was a hard watch. That was a bit of a grind. All the superstars on show and they didn't perform. It was just a game that was lacking any intensity. The big players didn't turn up. The passing was quite pedestrian. Everything about the game was just, after an hour, you thought, well, this is going to go to extra time. Extra time after the first period, you thought, well, this is destined for penalties. And then in the end, the standard of penalties were pretty good.
Robbo, did we need those extra 30 minutes or not so much?
No, I've always been against extra time. I mean, I've done lots of tournaments where as soon as the game goes to extra time, it's going to go through that 30 minutes. It's going to be penalties. Extra time, in my view, is a complete and utter waste of time. And today showed exactly why. There was never going to be a result in that 30 minutes. The players were tired. The players couldn't go at the pace they wanted to. There weren't too many chances. It was a waste of time.
Don, we've talked at length on this show about what we assumed would happen to the French teams. It's all the end of their league canceled. Is that what you chalk this performance from both sides up to? Simply rust?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, PSG have had more competitive games than Lyon, so I expected a lot more from them. But it was just a case of, it was one of them, Sebi, where you were watching it and everyone was moving at sort of a slow pace, and the quality was, it was on the fringes of it. Neymar had so many little last-ditch passes where he was trying to feed his front men who were just missing by half a yard. The fullbacks, when they were trying to get wide and high, their crosses weren't good enough. The only thing I would say is taking anything from that game is Lyon's set plays. When they put corners in the box and wide free kicks, PSG looked all over the place. So I'm pretty sure when Gasperini is watching that game, he might take something from that. You know, from their corners, Atalanta, they are decent. They'll try and take some crumb of comfort, but it just wasn't a good spectacle. It just wasn't a good game.
Let's push forward and imagine what these teams might look like in the Champions League. Rob, I'll start with you. We've been talking a lot about Atalanta and PSG. You had PSG just the last time we spoke about that matchup. You still with that after this performance?
I think it's getting tighter with every time you see PSG. It's getting tighter because they're not performing with the intensity you expect. I mean, Icardi, it took him about 40 minutes to touch the ball. I'm not sure what he was doing as the centre forward. There was no runs in behind. He wasn't linking up the play. Neymar was the one player, as you expect, would get on the ball and try and make things happen. You've got two midfield players that aren't going to be too creative. Marquinhos as the holding player and Verratti next to him. Gay, the other side of him as well. He's a good, energetic player, but he's not someone who's going to pick out a pass. So that was a major problem. No Di Maria, of course, against Atalanta. So at the moment, I would say it's fairly even between Atalanta and PSG. PSG need to up their game by another 10, 15% if they're going to get past Atalanta.
Don, based on the performance you saw in this match, are you dropping your hopes for PSG?
I am. I was like Robbo. I thought I probably had it percentage-wise. I probably had 60-40 in PSG's favour, only just. But, you know, the form of Atalanta, the confidence that they've got, the amount of in the games that they've been playing at intensity. So you'd imagine Atalanta will come into this game pretty sharp and pretty confident. And even though PSG have won on penalties, they'll take some sort of confidence from that. But the bigger picture is, if they think they can play that against Atalanta, my word, are they in for, not a hiding, but they might be in for a lesson. So I'm pretty sure Thomas Tuchel will be getting into his players before that Atalanta game, because that was nowhere near good enough. But Atalanta will be watching that thinking, we've got a lot more confidence and we can beat these.
Don, Juventus and Lyon, kind of the other side of the coin on this. Look, what will Juventus see in this match? Will they see a Lyon team that was really hard to break down for 120 minutes, or a Lyon team that won't really threaten them for 120 minutes?
I think both, but more the latter. As you said there, Sebi, I think, you know, Lyon are not going to come out and play against Juve. They'll sit and protect what they've got. And it's going to be up to Juve to break them down. When, you know, you offer that carrot to Juve and you say, can you break us down? And you think of the Douglas Costas and Ronaldo's and Dybalas and Higuain's and the players that they've got going forward. It's a dangerous ploy, but I don't see any other way that Lyon can try and attack this game. If they make it open, they're going to lose. If they try and stay defensive and try and hit them on the counter, they've got a small chance, but the odds are heavily against Lyon.
Bravo, based on what we saw today, you think Juventus will struggle to break down this Lyon team?
I think Juventus will score, but I've just got a sneaky feeling that Lyon on the counter-attack could cause 1 or 2 problems. Memphis Depay didn't play particularly well, but he's given licence to float wherever he wants to go. Dembele's got that little bit of pace to run in behind. And I think they might start with Traore somewhere on that left-hand side, because when he came on, he looked as though he could go past people and get crosses in. But they'll probably start with the 3-5-2 as they did today. And they'll be quite defensive and then try and play on their counter-attack. I still think Juventus will have too much for them. They've got better players. They've been playing for longer. Even though they've not been playing well in Serie A, they'll win this tie and go through to the next round.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.